Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome back to Live with Leslie. I'm so happy to have you guys here with me today. And I'm really looking forward to this conversation today. It's super, super important because behind so many successful practices nowadays, we're seeing the polished social media and so many, especially dietitians, they're trying to do everything. And behind the scenes, they're feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, and just in general, I would say, trying to carry too much on their own. So, we're going to have a really good chat about that today because I'm joined by Karen Louise Scheuner. And you're going to love Karen if you don't already know her. And we're going to have a really honest discussion about why so many practitioners are feeling stuck, burned out, and generally just unsupported in today's healthcare landscape, and why community supervision and emotional support is more important than ever. So let's go ahead and dive in. So excited to have you here, Karen. And why don't you give us a little bit of your background? Give us a little overview on what you're up to, a little bit about your practice and
Yeah, thanks, Leslie. So I am eating disorder dietitian, weight neutral, body trust provider, intuitive eating coach. I've been specialized in that area for about 20 years now in the Bay Area, in private practice for about 16, 17 years. And more recently, I have pivoted to offer dietitian group supervision for dietitians. And it's been really fun. And also, I have to say, selfishly, I needed the support. And so I created what I needed. And I've been doing supervision with dietitians individually for a number of years with my own cases, but I've never actually been in groups with dietitians. And I had posted something in a Facebook group that in a nutshell, I said, I'm worried about dietitians. I worry that we're burning out. I worry about certain areas like scope confusion. I have a whole list of areas which we can talk about. But essentially, the post, I got so many people interested in that post, and I had a sign up below the post, and I had 80 people give me their emails saying that they needed this kind of support, which kind of blew me away.
Oh,
like, wow, this is a need. This has nothing to do with me per se, because, I haven't been doing this for a long time. This is a new pivot. But it really said to me and showed me that dietitians need support. They need community. They don't just need one-to-one. They need to be in a container of other professionals, colleagues, where they get to show up both personally and professionally, to be seen and heard, and to get supported in a deeper way. And so that's how I decided to create these groups. I'm running 3 different groups, and it's been wonderful. I know I'm not the only one doing groups out there, but it dawned on me that in my upbringing as a dietitian, we're not traditionally expected to receive supervision or to seek out supervision, such as therapists are. Therapists, I think it might even be required for therapists. I'm not sure. But it certainly was not on the radar when I was a dietitian starting out. Supervision wasn't even discussed, really,
supervision. Let's
right?
hear.
What is supervision?
Like, it is not, I think I kind of know, but I don't know exactly what it entails. Is it like case reviews? Is it like, tell me what it is.
It is. And it could be also conceived as mentorship, where you work with a dietitian who has more experience, and you have, if you're working with, especially in an outpatient setting, private practice setting, if you're working with people with complex medical issues, I work with eating disorders, So we absolutely ethically are bound to work within a team framework, right? So having somebody to present your cases to, walk you through the ins and outs so that you're not missing anything ethically, medically, and also for your own self, emotionally, sitting with people who are struggling with mental health issues, eating disorders, bodies, trauma. We are holding a lot emotionally, and we're empaths, a lot of us. We are healers. We care deeply about the work, and we absorb energies of others. And if we do not have an outlet for that individually or collectively, we risk burnout and we suffer because we're holding that. And I know all too well, because I was starting to burn out myself. And I was like, what do I need here? I still love the work. I don't want to abandon my RD credential, my license. In California, it's technically not a license, but I don't want to quit being an RD. I need something else. I need support. And so that's where the groups really came into play. I offered first some free ones, and then I started to do paid offerings to pay for my Zoom account. and then I decided this is the sweet spot. This is what's missing. And is really what helps buffer that burnout for dietitians. And again, it's not on our radar to pay for these services. It's not on our radar to seek out these services unless we're already working in a group practice where that's sort of built into the infrastructure. I'm a solo practitioner just by myself here. So, if that's the case for other dietitians, my invitation is, why aren't you in group supervision? What's holding you back? What's the sticking point? What's the barrier? Because there might be barriers there, cost might be one of them. I have a very affordable sliding scale option and scholarships because I don't want cost to be a barrier for anyone with this work, because I believe the need it's so important for us to have this type of support.
Yeah. So give me, I have a lot of questions about this, but can you give me kind of a framework for how you run your sessions? Like, what does that look like? What topics do you cover?
Yeah, so there's different types of supervision groups. The one that I'm running right now does have a topic of, I do a monthly session. It's an hour and a half. And topics include, for example, GLP management, which is a very hot topic in our field. So how to navigate eating disorders and GLP use. Another topic is on.
That's gotta be like, not to interrupt, but
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I had a little checklist and I had people pick their top 6 topics that would interest them, and that rated number 1.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't even imagine that combination.
Yeah. Yeah, so GLP ranked number 1. I think number 2 was body image tools,
Okay.
How to help clients get unstuck, harm reduction, trauma-informed care, other tools to, help people in their with their cases. So it's a both education, where I'm doing a little teaching, but also reflective in the sense of inviting clients to bring cases to the circle and having their peers and myself reflect back what we're hearing. And then it's an invitation for them to explore and uncover particular cases that are up for them that they need support around.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so a lot of education on topics that are in demand.
Yes,
right?
relevant in the field.
And then some discussions around specific cases, it sounds like.
Exactly.
Okay, that's great. I love that. And everyone, I'm assuming, interacts in terms of their ideas for managing the case.
Yeah, it's peer collaboration.
Yeah.
And I also just want to point out that, I work with dietitians who are new new-ish, I'd say 0 to 5 years, sort of the beginner dietitians, they're welcome. And then the sort of mid-range dietitians, so they're like 5 to 15 years or 10 years into their career, and also seasoned dietitians, which is, 20 years plus.
Okay.
I find that all is welcome here and that we all have something to learn from each other
Mhm.
despite, being new versus being seasoned, that it's really really beautiful to see how all of us can come to the table and share and learn together. And that might not be a fit for everyone. Some people might just want to be around seasoned dietitians or just a newbies.
Mhm.
But my groups are welcome for everyone, whether they're just starting out or seasoned.
Perfect. I love that. So in terms of the challenges that you're witnessing, uh,
Mhm.
can you elaborate on what you're seeing right now in terms of, like what is it burnout? Is it overwhelm? Is it uncertainty in terms of how to manage difficult clinical cases? Give me a little bit of a rundown of what you're seeing.
Yeah, I think it's all of those that you mentioned. Typically dietitians are really good at and are trained at being the experts, and we're really good at teaching,
Yeah.
where we don't get enough counseling skills. And excuse me, and part of that, not being able to hold complex emotional issues,
Mhm.
not being able to know if we're saying the right thing, or if we need to refer out. There's a lot of like scope of practice confusion,
Yeah.
and so I'm of the thought that. And I'm speaking around eating disorder work in particular, is that it's within our domain to be able to talk about feelings, for example, to talk about um, yeah, so feelings, cognition, sort of like classic CBT work,
Uh-huh.
which there is some overlap between the dietitian role and the therapist role. But I've noticed a lot of dietitians, especially if they're first starting out, they seem to think that they can't have those conversations when
Mhm.
I think that they can. They just need support. They need practice. They need the skill development, could be motivational interviewing or other types of counseling skills, but it's totally within our scope to have these conversations. And so
Mhm.
that's one thing I notice, a lot of confusion around that scope, indecision, feeling like they have to refer out, not feeling confidence in their skills. And then also, yeah, feeling stuck in sessions, not knowing what to say or do. When again, we're taught to be experts, we're taught to like have all the answers, even though when we're sitting with clients, that's really not helpful. That's really not what's going to move the needle. What we really need to do is learn to be better listeners. And we need to hear their story, and we need to help them discover what's true for them, and what's important to them in their health journey, so to speak, right? So part of this is just, limited counseling skills, feeling like imposters in the imposter syndrome or self-doubt. And that can, again, it's like can lead to burnout, can lead to indecision, fatigue. And then, of course, moral injury. We know that moral injury is something that I don't think gets enough airtime. We don't talk about this enough. And this is where systems that we are living with are oppressive, and that can create a internal conflict around our values, how we show up and do this work. Uh, and um, and that also erodes at our energy capacity, and so that can lead to burnout. And then, those are the top of mind areas that I really notice
I'd
come up.
love to hear more about, so there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah,
What can we dig in a little bit more around, I mean, I think as dietitians, we have really, really great training,
definitely.
fantastic. Uh, but you did touch on something that is quite interesting, and that is counseling skills.
Mhm, mhm.
So
Yeah.
can you elaborate just a little bit on perhaps, I don't know if I want to call it a deficit,
Uh-huh.
let's call it an opportunity. How's that?
Definitely an opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so I had one counseling skill in graduate school, one counseling, I'm sorry, class, not skill. Um,
Oh,
one semester.
okay.
I also double majored in psychology, so I have probably more of a base than most dietitians going in, but
Mhm.
still that was not adequate enough for me. I had taken a lot of trainings over the years in counseling skills,
Mhm.
which was needed because I am 100% using my counseling skills more than I'm using, my hat as a dietitian to tell people you need to eat more kale and quinoa. I definitely do that, of course, but especially when you're working with bodies and trauma, disordered eating,
Mhm.
weight loss, eating disorders, we are in a way quasi therapists, and we really need to keep practicing these skills
Mhm.
so that we can not only protect our energy, but it is about client retention, right? And we wonder if clients are coming back. It could be that it's not a good fit, but it could be that somehow we fire hose them with too much information instead of
Oh,
just
right.
listening to them, right? And I know you had Joyce on, I
Yeah.
think, yeah, and she talked a lot about counseling skills. I love that interview. And
Mhm.
she also mentioned the acronym WAIT, which is such a good one. It stands for wait. It stands for why am I talking? Wait.
I
Why
love
am
that.
I talking? And it's such a good reminder of like, okay, we're taught to be the experts in da 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 da
Yeah.
protein da da da. And actually, some clients will want to hear that, but most clients, especially in the early stages, they just want to be seen and heard.
Okay.
Right. So we just want to listen. And that is a skill, actually.
It is. So here's the disconnect that I propose for many dietitians. Well, first of all, it is a skill. Okay. And we don't really learn that skill in our training.
No, we
Let's
don't.
be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I
Mhm.
didn't learn any in undergrad
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Mhm, mhm,
Like
mhm. Yeah.
I'm great at telling you what to do. You know what I mean? I had to
Right.
go just like you. I got lots of extra training and coaching,
Yeah.
which is, I think, more aligned with counseling because it's a different, yeah, we're aligning with the client. We're asking really compelling questions. We're listening.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, we're not, we're not, and we're allowing them to be the expert in their own body in
Right.
that model.
And also, I would say, like, most clients that I work with already have a PhD in dieting and nutrition. They know what they should be doing, but they somehow can't do it,
Okay.
right? And there's the gap. There it is. It's like we can give them the information or they already have it, right?
There's no shortage of information.
Yeah, but they're stuck. They're not able to put that into motion. They're not able to put it in action. They can't integrate what they quote, should be doing, right? And so our opportunity as dietitians is to step in and unpack those barriers with them, and that requires counseling skills as well as supervision
Yeah,
if we're not already having doing supervision because we have blind spots as
we
clinicians,
all do. Yeah.
right? Yeah, and so I think that's having that accountability, is not only better for our practices, but also better for our emotional health so
Yeah.
that we don't risk burning out, and, a lot of dietitians are leaving the field right now, and also internships are
Mm.
down, way down
They
right
meaning,
now.
they
Yeah.
have trouble filling them?
They're just the applications for new dietitians have decreased over the years, of the last 5 years.
Wow.
Quite a bit. Mhm, mhm. Yeah. So, I do worry about our profession as a whole, is
I
that maybe we're not getting, the right education, so we are kind of flopping around in this area for lack of a not for lack of a
yeah,
better way of describing it, you know?
let's
So
go
yeah.
ahead.
So
Sorry.
this is the gap that you mentioned. It's like we do need to get more counseling skills in our education system. And again, supervision in groups for the reflection and for accountability is essential.
So one of the things that intuitively comes up for me is the fear, if you will, of not providing enough value, and the dietitian connecting value with fire hosing,
Mm,
perhaps,
mhm,
or
exactly. Mhm.
and just not feeling comfortable. You know what I mean? Like there's that value, fear of not providing enough value. I think that's one of the underlying issues,
Yeah.
because we tend to associate value, perhaps
Mhm, mhm.
things.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about that? Like, how can we come to terms with what true value is in session,
Mhm.
that looks and feels like, and come to terms with understanding and just kind of practicing in a way that I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it's
Yeah.
this connect with information and value and
Yeah, I hear I
science on it,
mhm.
right? Tell me what you're seeing in the world around that.
Yeah, I think that my first thought is dietitians are, as a whole, I think, and this might be the culture where we are put in the basement of the kitchen in hospitals, and we are traditionally underpaid. We are the most underpaid compared to any other health professional. And we tend to not negotiate rates very well with our in the system. And so there's a sense of maybe not being valued as a health
Mhm,
professional. I can definitely feel that.
mhm,
And yet, if we look at what's really happening in the world, when we look at statistically that half of Americans are dieting on any given day,
mhm.
the GLP use is surged, right? That we know that people are very concerned about weight loss and health,
Yeah,
longevity. These are areas this is the wheelhouse of the dietitian.
yeah,
And we need to take up space and claim that as, we are the experts, we are, but we aren't, both to really claim our value around that as dietitians. And, I'm I'm of the thought of we need to be asking for more money,
yeah.
especially if we're working for these tech
Mhm,
companies, and really trying hard to negotiate our value as health professionals, because the money is there. Even if you're not taking insurance, the money is absolutely there for weight loss, especially. We know weight loss is a very lucrative area. So it's about dietitians collectively
mhm.
seeing the value, really zooming out and looking at the culture and what the culture values,
Yes.
and then saying, "You know what? I deserve a piece of that pie. I am a health expert,"
Yeah.
because there are non-credential health coaches that are gladly taking our jobs and charging 2 or 3 times what we're charging as dietitians. We know that Instagram influencers are out there doing our work for us. So, I think dietitians collectively need to stand up,
Mhm.
reclaim the worth of our profession, if that makes sense, and start really pushing back on systems and asking for more. So I have a lot more to say about that, without getting too political. I don't want to get political, but I'm very much of the thought that the insurance companies silencing us around
Mhm.
pay, negotiating for rates and things is undemocratic. Personally, I feel it's undemocratic. So we all need to speak up, take up space,
Mhm.
and claim what's ours. You know,
We do that.
did I
Like,
answer that question, Leslie?
yeah, yeah. Um, I think so. Although I think part of the question was how do we like rectify in our minds that value in session does not equate to beautiful PDFs
Oh, right, right.
or information. I've been saying for years,
Yeah, yeah,
not competing with information. You cannot, like, you're
yeah,
not competing with Google because,
right, right.
some people get worried, like, well, how can I provide value when patients can get a lot of information online? Well, that is true, and it's only going to get bigger. So you're
I
competing with that.
Yeah. So I think the way I would work with that is back to counseling skills,
Okay.
back to motivational interviewing, back to the first session, finding out why is the person here? What's important to them?
Okay.
What do they know about X, Y, and Z? Who told them they should see me? Is it their doctor, their partner? Are they here for themselves?
Yeah.
And why are they here? What are their goals? Where do they want to be in a year?
Yeah.
What would change look like for them?
Vision.
Exactly. Really helping them connect to their future self around what's important to them. And that's asking the right questions, listening to them. Wait, why am I talking? Right? Back to that acronym. Because if we can hold space and listen to people's stories, their health and their bodies tell a story greater than the number on the scale. It's symbolic, it's emotional, and if we can show up and really listen from that place, they will come back, they will feel valued. You don't need to hand them a PDF of fruits and how to eat more fruits and vegetables, although maybe they would also like that as well, but again,
with it, but that's not the sole value.
exactly, you would ask consent, like, would it be helpful for you to have a handout on for some people, absolutely. Some people do need that kind of educational support, right? But some do not. Some are already like, I know I need to eat more fruits and vegetables. I know it. Help me do it, right?
Yeah,
And
like, how do I actually make it happen?
exactly. And that's where we really want to, show up with that intention in mind and hold space and be really good listeners. And then when somebody feels seen and heard and valued, they will come back. They want to be working with you because it's a relationship that sells. People come back because of how you make them feel. There's a Maya Angelou quote on that. It's not what people say or do. It's how they made you feel.
Okay.
They remember how you made them feel. And it's the same with any relationship that we're in.
Yeah. So good. Yeah. How do you make me feel? That is really, really powerful. So yeah, and it's such a gift to be heard.
Yes, right. To really feel seen and heard and listened to.
Validated, and
that feels really good,
and it's pretty rare. Let's just
it is rare. It is rare. And I think it's the challenge for all of us. It's a practice. It's not some place you arrive at. It's a practice. Like, I'm continuing to practice. And also, again, back to the group supervision. How can we hold each other accountable and remember to keep practicing these skills together?
Exactly. So speaking of which, do you have any more insight, like in terms of, do you feel like dietitians are in trouble as a profession? Tell me. I know you kind of touched on that, but
I can send you the lady on Instagram who posted this.
Yeah.
I'll follow up with her. She's really amazing. She tracks this data on dietitians.
Really?
It's really scary, actually. I do worry about dietitians.
I'd love to see that data. Can you give me?
I'll follow up with you on that. And I believe her name is Stacy Williams. She's great. I've referenced her before publicly, so she would be okay if I name dropped her. She's doing a really amazing work. She's a dietitian who does like data. She does some sort of. She works in it like a think tank for dietitian data center. And I am worried about us. Yes, I am worried.
All right, well, I'll look at that data. I'll be really curious about it. So let's take a look. So how do dietitians take care of themselves in these kind of crazy times? You alluded to, a lot. Well, is it like a completely different landscape? It's unrecognizable.
Yeah. I mean, it is from when I first started. the pandemic really started the telehealth movement.
Yep.
And so from there now, which is great on one hand, I'm work from home, I don't have to have an office. Um, but that also really shifted the industry around insurance, and these big tech companies, that type of thing.
Yep.
So there are changes there. Potentially, I don't know if they're here to stay around the tech companies that we will see on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely a lot of changes happening. And we all have to pivot to take care of ourselves in the sense of how we protect our boundaries around work. And again, like asking for more money is one thing that I really think we need to do more of, especially with these tech companies and insurance and things like that. And, there's a lot of pressures on the individual to take care of ourselves, which I feel like that's an okay place to start, as far as like individual self-care, go for walks in nature, um,
Mhm.
book a massage, take time off, read a book that has nothing to do with nutrition.
Yeah.
Some examples of self-care.
Mhm.
But I would say self-preservation is a different way of looking at it, and I think about self-preservation as, um, preserving yourself and also zooming out collectively, looking at systems that play here, and that's where I feel like we heal in community,
Mhm.
quicker and faster than as individuals. And so there's, in my opinion, too much emphasis on the individual, that we have to figure it out on our own,
Yep.
rather than coming together as a community, as a collective. Again, back to groups here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how can people find out more about your work, Karen, and your groups?
Yeah, my website is, probably the best way.
I
I do have an Instagram account. I'm trying to be better at Instagram these days. I'm on LinkedIn a lot, so you can
so
always
LinkedIn
message
is a good way.
me LinkedIn. Mhm.
Hang on, I'm looking for what is your website URL?
www.mindful-nutrition.com.
Okay. So I'm gonna type that in really quick. Okay, mindful dash nutrition. Oops. Okay, and what was the second part?
Instagram or LinkedIn?
Mindful dash
Oh, yeah,
nutrition.
mindful, nutrition.com.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay, that's easy. All right,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna share that so everyone can see. I'll share it in the comments and I'll put it on here so that way y'all can
Thank
check
you.
out his work and get yourself in a group. There's nothing better than having support and just being part of a community, I think is so critical.
Yeah.
And people are really craving that, I would say across the board.
Mhm. Yeah, they
And
really are.
even possibly even your clients, let's just kind of put that out there, right? Just that
Definitely.
sense of belonging, sharing, just having things in common with other people who are, potentially aspiring towards similar types of goals or transformation. So it can be so inspiring. And I would just throw in the accountability piece
Yeah.
is really just so helpful. Like I would say kind accountability, not
Yeah, I say gentle accountability, yeah.
that,
Yeah.
but just it's
Mhm.
just amazing to me what happens when you tell other people
Mhm, mhm.
you aspire towards and
Yeah,
just how magical that can be in
yeah,
terms
yeah.
of, like if someone cares enough
Mhm,
to
mhm, mhm.
ask, how did
Yeah,
that role go for you?
yeah.
It really is so helpful in moving that whole process forward. So that's why I love groups. I just think they can be really, really, really powerful in so many ways. So I invite everyone listening to head on over to mindful-nutrition.com. Check out Karen's work. I've known Karen for a long time. Oh my goodness, it's been a long time now, and I can absolutely highly, highly recommend her. Like, you'll be in great hands. So I do hope you will visit her site, check out her programs, and get yourself signed up for one of these support groups. Or
Thanks so much.
supervision. Supervision is probably the better word,
Yeah,
right?
supervision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So get yourself signed up and have that, that community support that honestly we all need. All right. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Thank you so very much, Karen.
Leslie, it was fun.
Continued, right? Oh my gosh. Karen and I are going to, maybe we can even figure out a couple dates.
Yeah.
When we're finished, but more to come. We have a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I look forward to that. All right. In the meantime, I hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye for now. Awesome.